President John Mahama has made changes to the leadership of the Customs, Excise and Preventive Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, while Kofi Akondo, Assistant Commissioner, replaces Isaac Ofoe Apronti as Acting Commissioner, effective May 5, 2014. Now, a letter signed by Prosper Bani, the Chief of Staff, and copied to the Finance Minister Seth Tekpe and intercepted by MyJoyOnline.com names Frederick Gavo, Assistant Commissioner, as Acting Deputy Commissioner in charge of operations. John Vianney Kudamnuru also moves to the headquarters as Head of Imports and Exports, while Osman Awudu moves from Kumasi to Tema as Sector Head. Kofi Tofa, Assistant Commissioner, moves to Kumasi as new Sector Head. Meanwhile, Melvin McBruce, Assistant Commissioner, is to resume duties as new Head of for Takrady Sector in the Western Region. The Office of the Chief of Staff entreated the Finance Ministry to take the necessary steps to give effect to the decision by the President. My name is Niakro Fismatabe, and this is today's big story. Welcome to today's big story. Now, the reasons for the changes are not clear, and the intended objects have also not been stated. So today we'll be trying to find out why the changes and if they are necessary at all. And also we'll try to find out more about the people who are taking up the new positions and also what they will bring to the table. Stay with us for more. Welcome back. You're still watching today's big story, and on the issue of the changes at CEPS, we'll be able to speak to the Information Minister, Mahama Ayaraga, whom we are unable to reach at the moment, and also financial analyst Sydney Casely-Hayford. Once we're able to get both of them on the line, we'll speak to them. But let's move to a second big story we're looking at today. Police in Dansoman are investigating a case in which an 8-year-old boy was found dead with his head and genitals cut off. The decapitated body was found in the premises of the Ebenezer Presbyterian Secondary School. That's according to Joy News' Michaela Anderson. Police suspect a case of ritual murder. Well, my colleague Matilda Pomaga has been to the neighborhood and has been speaking to some of the neighbors and the parents of the deceased, and she joins me live from Dansoman. Good evening to you, Matilda.
Matt.
Yeah, okay, Matilda, so what have the residents been telling you about this killing so far?
Indeed, it's a very sad story here at Atomic, the suburb of Dansoman, where residents are being thrown into a state of shock and fear following the discovery of this 8-year-old boy whose body was found yesterday. And for residents, they are now in a state of shock because they do not know exactly what the security here can be. They are not assured of what their security here is. I've been speaking to some of them, and then they have been sharing with me that for now, they do not know what to do, but they live in fear. That has been the complaint they have been given to me. But then I am going to be joined by the uncle of the boy, the deceased, who will be talking to us. Currently, the parents are not in the right state to speak to us, but I have been joined here by the uncle of the deceased, who is the person of Mr. John.
Okay, but Matilda, shortly before you speak to the uncle, I just want to find out from you what the mood in the area is like.
For the mood, Smart, you can tell for yourself that residents here are sad. Many of them have gone into the house of this small boy, and they are consoling the families of his disease. So for residents, they are in a state of shock, and then they are sympathizing with the families for now.
And is it the first time any such incident has been recorded in that particular area in Dansoman?
Not for this particular area. For this particular area, residents, they haven't encountered such a situation before, but for elsewhere, they have seen things of this sort happening. But here, which is so densely populated, they fear that their kids here will be living in danger following the discovery of this 8-year-old boy.
And finally, before you start talking to the uncle, would you know if any arrests have been made?
For now, no arrests have been made. What we're made to understand is, in the previous investigation that has been conducted already, they said this young boy was taken to a fried rice seller. So for now, the police are taking information from this vendor who sold this fried rice to this young boy for the last time he was seen. So they haven't been arrested, but they are just assisting the police in investigation for now.
Okay, so let's leave you now to talk with the uncle of the deceased boy then.
Good evening. Me partner. Na again see then it's my food for the house.
But I didn't so much.
Okay, we're having some slight challenge with the line to Matilda, and so we'll just take a quick break and then we'll rectify that and we'll come back and listen to the uncle of the deceased boy. Welcome back to today's big story, and let's take you back again to Dansoman, where my colleague Matilda Pamaga is speaking to the uncle of the deceased 8-year-old boy.
Hello, good evening.
Fine.
Me patronate thing. Now, most say more banner issue. Send out family more fun.
Okay, to me, it's no. Call me, but you call.
It appears that the line to Matilda has dropped again. We'll try again to raise Matilda on the line, and then we'll get to hear from the uncle of the deceased boy. But essentially the story we're looking at now, apart from our earlier stories, the fact that an 8-year-old boy has been murdered in Dansoman, a suburb of Accra. His body was found with the head decapitated, and of course the genitals were also taken off. The police are treating it as a ritual murder case, and of course they've opened investigations into the matter. But apparently the boy went missing Easter Sunday after he had been sent on an errand by his parents. 2 friends of the deceased claim they saw him in the company of an unidentified man and woman that Sunday. We're still trying to get more details about this, and that's why Matilda is trying to get that from the uncle of the deceased boy. So let's see if the line is better now. Matilda? Okay, so I think the line is better now, so go ahead with the uncle.
Okay. Me patron church mu jabena mu ho bana.
You want to know.
Mu no send a net.
You want to know down and now you know and then the con and then the what's in Nagasan, Nagasa, you go. And the but some I do want the top was it. And they don't because no what does it. And then I do want to say Japanese.
Now, when was the last time a movie was here?
Oh, you will know, sir. Sunday, no.
Sunday.
Yeah. Sunday, and your smart song could talk pampers and black. And don't talk by it. Don't buy and if you're a wound.
It's that time, bank, sir.
But bear 7 more. Yeah, bear and in bear 7 more. It's only 30 and one. If any question, them, young would be.
Now, when no. Mutu ehu anamo bi se mu ko report ya ma police na mo hwehwe wo program.
Yeah, that's my police station.
And again na mutu.
Yeah, go na fi na ye chi se be panu ndi Monday ni kwa no. It's Monday ni kwa no ye ko funanu ina se be hunu up to na ye hunu. Yeah.
Na last time obe fifie no ni hwan na enance na wo.
Okay, no on ko ni di agro. Nto ni ko ni di agro ntia and the ama ye hunu bi.
Na before no say yes man so for so pampe.
No ko buy.
Oh, for buy.
Yeah. Pampe ndo de buy. Ndo buy no on order to them. Ndo buy na fi de ye hunu bi. No ni ko ni di agro ntia ye hunu bi. Ndio we won nti start nti ye hunu bi ma up to say ye hunu say we hunu.
Na okoto buy na oni ko la ni e di agro fi mu bisa ko la na say ase oni wan na na e wa bon fi san mo e.
Any bisa.
Na mu ko then na bi na ye ya tembe na ye catch.
Okay, is ko for 2 years. There put you know say as we cheese to be hunu. Yeah, as we hunu. And jitam ye hunu say o makunu no yes aso for back to police station. No mo so buy.
Why na catch am say ye kunu ba aso.
But get never catch them. So smoke be no di mika buy. Like me get the boom no. Don't no di mika buy say ye could get to Ebenezer school more. Ye go hwe. But ye kwenu na ye ba no.
Na mo ye dey who say ye mo ba because also ni tiko the part na for it. How were you able to identify say
when I do on a top was it?
The bad
As some we crowd as it. The marking down. And then you would. Yeah.
Moon and one and a mobile and 2 years.
And I think I could go to police station. Not postponed by. Don't number 5 or Omokosheno. I'm almost here. I mean, stations will be by all.
The first time Ben son of a father in the coin.
Almost from by 435. Yeah.
It is here the police for no any waiting for Mumbia Castle. The fear saying thing or making investigation, only waiting for Mumbia.
And from a barco.
Almost by a day, I sent son.
Okay, I'm going to be a bit in Comonti. It's a person who's my fish, my bunch, my branch.
Okay.
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 Hello.
Yeah, Matilda.
Hello, Smart.
Yes.
Yes, so I have been speaking to the uncle of the deceased who have been telling me that the body was discovered yesterday after a resident gave the alarm that they have seen a dead body lying in the school, precisely the Ebenezer Secondary School, where they went and then identified him. But when they went, parts of his body were gone. That is, his head, his legs were gone. But they were able to identify him through a scar that he had on his body. That was how come they were able to identify that. The police have already started investigations into this matter, and then we are yet to find out from the father of the deceased, who is apparently talking to some other media men who are also around him.
And it's curious because he said that the last time they saw the boy, he was sent to buy Pampers. He went, came back with the Pampers, and then went out again to play with friends?
He went out again to play with friends. So, and the course of playing, no one took notice of his absence until it started raining. So, when it started raining, that was when they started looking for him, but they didn't find him. So the next day, they went to the Danceman police station to report the matter. So that Easter Monday, they went through town to look for this boy. They didn't find him. So it was until Tuesday, that was yesterday, that a resident discovered the body in Ebenezer Secondary School, where they went there and identified that indeed that was their son.
And I can imagine that following this rather disturbing situation in the area, parents should ideally not allow their young children to roam about. But do you see children out and about playing at this time of the night in the area?
I don't know, but then for the kids in the area, they are all, it looks like the entire area is in this particular house. You don't find them on the streets. Everybody has gathered here consoling with the family. We are yet to hit the township to find out if indeed parents are still in this state of fear, not to allow their kids to go out to play. Besides, it's already getting late, so I'm sure that they are trying to follow these measures to console any.
Okay, but have you finally been able to see the boy's parents? I know they went really willing to talk. That's how come you spoke to the uncle. But have you been able to see them at all? And what state are they in?
For the boy's mom, she is here. I don't know. She is in a very sad mood. She is not talking. She is just seated here, just not talking to anybody. So the other family members are the ones doing the talking for now. And I'm told she can't talk. But then I'll try and speak to the dad, who I saw speaking to someone not long ago. So I'll try and get the dad to find out what exactly the police, I'm told the police have been here this morning to give them information. So I'm yet to find out what exactly has been going on throughout the investigation.
And Matilda, we also told that the last time they saw him, he was with a strange man and woman at a fried rice joint. Would you know, have you picked up any information concerning who this fried rice seller is and what else he or she might know about the boy, the last minutes in which the boy was found?
For the uncle that I spoke to, he wasn't here that particular day, so I'm yet to confirm that from the dad of this young boy. So the dad is here, and I will be speaking to him any moment.
Okay, all right then. Matilda Pomaga is a reporter. She's currently in Dansuman, and where an 8-year-old boy's decapitated body was found yesterday. Two friends of the deceased claim that they saw him in the company of an unidentified man and woman on Sunday, which was the last day he was lost. The strangers reportedly bought fried rice for the boy, and he never returned home and was never seen again until Tuesday, when his mutilated body was found at the Ebenezer Secondary School. The Dansoman police say they have begun investigations into the killing, but we're still waiting for more information from them. And the fried rice seller and the security man at the Ebenezer Secondary School have also been questioned as part of the investigations. As Matilda told us, no arrests have been made yet. Meanwhile, the parents of the deceased have begun an intensive fasting and prayer session to have the perpetrators arrested, and it probably explains why they are not willing to speak to anybody at the moment. But with Matilda on the ground, we'll keep you updated as to any other information that we get, especially from that particular area. But this is today's big story. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly. Today's big story, and we are still live with our reporter Matilda Pomaga, who is in Dansoman, following up on the murder of an 8-year-old boy. She's currently speaking to some other people in the area, so let's cross over now to Matilda in Dansoman.
Nti enesu ayeko Ebenezer inside ho no se ko hwehwe se ebe hu akoda no ne panta no bia na ayeko ayeko hu moja wo eden bi wo Ebenezer den ho nti ade no ye ade bia ye arewasem pa
se ya arewasem
ye me areho pa because of did say you bet ma ti akoda no na you bet ma kunu na you bet yi ni ti free ho na ni na mienu su you bet yi ni na mienu nyina ho nti ado no ya rewa asem pa ma ye asem na etu ye no ya asem be aye di ma ye di papa papa ye chatikula ye ntumi hu dia you bet ma aka wa asem we mu
na nkofo nso say before akola na ombe hunu no oni nkofo bi na na ma obi ko to fried rice man eye no kre
eye ni nua bi no o say odi na ginae ansa na o say ohun mami bibmienu na mami ba ku na be ma ba ku na oba na edi kan ba first be fra akoda no o say ofre ni nua no na obisa ni nua say enfa na okọ no say obi frɛ no na ho na o say o hwe nipa na ofre akoda no ohun lady ba ku na be ma ba ku na okita fried rice na odi dada ni nua no nti oni say ni nua no okọ obeba nti ogina o sa ye boy 8 o'clock ni nua no omba ni chembio
why sa na hu akola ne nkofo mi ni
bacho wa ha eno ni
okay beba na mu hu no sa no fried rice ran mutimi ben ai bisan so ni nkofo no beto odwane ni ma akola na
bacho there be sa taba na don happy no yenti ye nua no ni nua no yenti asase mo ni yenti asase mo but enena yenti asase mo se onu no gina sana lady ba ku ni sa guy ba ku na o mo frɛ na mo to faris man
na anyi bia o before mo be hu discover say we ye ba
because of Nissan omutwa ni na mienu no ni di kon but Nissan de lo ho nti Nissan na ye hu ye na hu se ye ban
na isi yes di so far
omubai esa no police commander no de ofri Dansoma no onu CID na omubai nti dia omu catch say yem ba police station but an kwanya ko pon mi de management man ko because of asem na yem aweho nti mi black we ni mi black pehin bi ni maami akwara ni maami ni ni maami ni sister we na madam na gina ho no omu ni akwara ni papa omu no mu koye but the si wo achieve no mi de minim de si wo achieve no
let me talk to
Okay, so that was Matilda Pomaga speaking to some other residents in the house, because she tells us that literally the entire neighborhood is in the house of the parents of an 8-year-old boy who's been found dead in the Ebenezer Secondary School. And the man was just confirming to her that indeed the boy was out playing with friends until he saw a lady called him, and the lady gave him a pack of fried rice, and then he went with her, whilst the other friend thought, okay, he was waiting for the boy to go and probably would come back till about 8 o'clock. The boy was still not returning, and then he left home. And it was after that that they realized, okay, they've waited for too long, the boy was still not returning. And then, of course, when the information came that a dead body had been found at Ebenezer Secondary School, they went and, of course, were finally able to identify the boy as the guy the 8-year-old boy who'd been missing. And well, apparently, apart from the head and the genitals that we know had been taken off, his legs had also been cut off, but he tells us the arms were still intact. And so that is about the other story also we've been looking at on today's big story. But the other one we've been looking at, which unfortunately we couldn't raise the information minister to give us much information about, is that President John Mahama has made changes to the leadership of the Customs and Excise and Preventive Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority. And those are the changes is in a letter signed by the Chief of Staff, Prosper Bani, which was copied to the Finance Minister, Seth Tekpe, and it was chanced upon by my John Online. And it names Frederick Gavor as the Assistant Commissioner, as the Acting Deputy Commissioner in charge of operations. John Vianney Kudamnuru also moves to the headquarters as head of imports and exports, while Osman Awudu moves from Kumasi to Tema as the sector head. Kofi Tofa, an assistant commissioner, will now move to Kumasi as the new sector head. Meanwhile, Melvin McBruce, as an assistant commissioner, is to resume duties as the new head for the Takoradi sector in the Western region. And also, we are told that Wallace Kofi Akondo, an assistant commissioner, will replace Isaac Ofoya Pronti as the acting commissioner for the Customs Division of the GRA, effective May 5, 2014. So that's been the two stories we've been looking at today on today's big story. But stay with us shortly. Marian will join us with the interactive segment.